Good morning, everyone, and welcome Interfaith Spiritual Center online service. We want you to know wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough peace and quite enough power to walk through my every fear. For spirit, one spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For spirit, one spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For spirit, one spirit, is in this very room. Is in this very room. Oh yes, there's quite enough love, quite enough peace, and quite enough power right here in this very room. Give me one moment in time when I'm all that I knew I could be. Oh, why then, in that one moment in time, I will be. Oh yes, we will be free. Oh, you're a winner for a lifetime when you live each moment in time. Let it shine. Give me one moment in time when I'm all that I knew I could be. Oh, why then, in that one moment in time, I will be. Oh, yes, we will be free. Oh, yes, we will be free. Yes, we will be free. Well, once again, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are watching this in the world. We want you to know wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God. Our mission is to heal, inspire, empower, and prosper the world through love, prayer, meditation, and by sharing the principles and applications of successful living. Now, I know many of you out there today are having wonderful celebrations. So we want you to know that we are sending our blessings directly to you from Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. Also, if you or someone you know is in need of affirmative prayer, please place it in the comment box, our prayer box, and know that our ministry of prayer will pray over it for 30 days because we do know affirmative prayer does change things. Also, I want to remind you on Wednesday night, we have Dr. Sharon's Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection at 7:30 right here on Facebook, StreamYard, YouTube. You can watch it on any of those platforms. And this month it's on Sacred Contracts. And also, I can see out there, I see we have some new people today that are wondering, what is Interfaith Spiritual Center all about? Well, you know what? We're going to tell you what we believe right now. Are you ready? What we believe. We believe in God, the one power, presence, source, and substance of all that is, whose will for us is eternal bliss, love, health, prosperity, and good fortune. We believe the power and presence of God is within us, and that we can use that power to accomplish anything through our desires, beliefs, thoughts, words, and actions. We believe there are many paths to God. We embrace and support every person's right to worship as he or she chooses. We believe we are eternal and are given unlimited opportunities to succeed and attain our heartfelt desires and goals through prayer, meditation, and by practicing the principles of successful living. We believe that heaven is first a state of mind that we can attain now and forever. We believe in the law of life that states we get back what we give out. We believe that as our humanness gives way to the divine, the Christ consciousness arises triumphant and victorious. And so it is. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me on that. Oh, now we're in the month of September and our theme has been sacred contracts. I'm going to state our affirmation, and then if you'd like to, please repeat it after me. I accept the call of my divine destiny and move forward in love, peace, power, and presence. And so it is. Please join me. I accept the call of my destiny and move forward in love, peace, power, and presence. And so it is. Beautiful. Thank you so much for your kind attention. And now at this time, Dr. Sharon's going to come up and do a beautiful meditation for you. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Good morning, and welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, where we believe there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are. And guess what? We can use it. And this is what I love about our way of life, is that these universal laws are there for each and every one of us to tap into at any given moment. So as we go within this morning to do our meditation, just take a deep cleansing breath all the way down to the soles of your feet and just breathe in the energy of light. Thank you, Father, Mother God, that we are joined together on this glorious Sunday. And we acknowledge that all paths that lead to God are good. That right now, somewhere in the world, a Jew is saying her prayers, a Hindu is chanting a mantra, and a Buddhist is kneeling at her sacred shrine. Right now, at this very moment, someone is lighting a candle in a cathedral. Someone is making their Hajj toward Mecca, for it is the will of Allah. And yet someone else is lighting a fire in a jungle, repeating an ancient mystical drama. Many, many pathways up the mountaintop, and the view is always the same from the summit. In the dawning of the spiritual sun, for a moment all faiths became as one. The Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Jew became as one, and somehow knew that mystic voice that calls to me, "Oh, yonder, yonder person, I am thee." There is one life, that life is God's life. That life is perfect, and that life is our life, right here and right now. It is nearer than our breathing. It is closer than hands and feet. It is the life of our life. It is the essence of our being. All that we are is this God-created stuff. God in us, God as us. God is the only truth of us, whatever we conceive our God to be. Whatever name we put on our higher power, it matters not. But to acknowledge that which is within us is greater than that which resides in the world of conditions, appearances, and effects. For eye hath not seen nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of humanity the things which God hath prepared for them that love. Love being the strongest power in the universe. And we are told if we could love enough, we would be the strongest, most powerful beings on the planet. And let us declare on this day that that which needs to be healed is healed, that which needs to be revealed is revealed, that which needs to be known is known, and that which needs to be released is released, quickly, gently, and with grace. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for this way of life, for the opportunity to release what no longer serves us and arise in the energy of Christ consciousness, the Buddha nature, the holy I am presence. For when Moses looked into the burning bush and said, "Who are you? What are you?" the voice of I am answered, "Cast off your shoes, for where you stand is holy ground." What we know is there is nothing and no thing that comes between us and our spiritual knowing. And I want to add, if there's anyone viewing this morning that possibly cried themselves to sleep last night, know the love of God surrounds you, the light of God enfolds you, the power of God protects you, and the presence of God watches over you, that wherever you are, God is. This is the truth for you and with you, that you are enfolded in the everlasting arms of God's love. I am so grateful that we send out this light, this love, in waves of energy, knowing that wherever pain seems to be operating anywhere on the planet, the presence of God is. Wherever dis-ease seems to be operating anywhere on the planet, the presence of God is. Wherever upset seems to be operating anywhere on the planet, the presence of God is. God in us, God as us, God is the only truth of us. This is the truth for us and with us. Peace, shalom, peace, shante, peace, salam, peace, paz, peace, pax, peace, preden, peace, 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 peace. And so it is. Amen. And now it is my very great privilege and pleasure to bring to the podium, the platform, our lectern, the Reverend Dr. Clayton Beaver, who's been my friend for 35 years. And time goes by fast when you're having fun, doesn't it? It truly does.
It certainly does.
It really does. And he's going to be doing the commentary on the spiritual path today. And Clayton is always so inspirational and wonderful. And I just am so grateful for your presence in my life. And so we give it to you, and I will go sit down.
Thank you, Dr. Sharon. And welcome everyone to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. This is where it's happening this Sunday, and I'm glad that you're here and able to share it with all of us. I'm always moved when I'm around Dr. Sharon. We've been friends for a very long time now, and we've been all over the world actually together. And it's always been fun, as well as something where we hope we've been able to share something that's of value to somebody else. Because if I can't say something today that's of value to you, it's kind of a waste of time, isn't it? That's our job. And in order for us to feel fulfilled on any kind of a basis, we have to share whatever we have with you. And you have the opportunity to take what you can use and leave the rest. If you can walk away listening to Dr. Sharon or anything I have to say and come away with one idea, you've had a successful day. I was looking at the title of everything in here. Dr. Sharon is so good at putting this stuff together. The September affirmation: I accept the call of my divine destiny. Wow, that's a powerful statement. And like so many powerful statements, it's easy to read that and say, oh yeah, I agree with that. That's wonderful. That's terrific. And kind of miss the whole point of it. You have to break these things down sometimes. I accept it begins with. If you don't accept it, you don't get it. And we have free will. So we have an opportunity to accept or not accept. Nobody can make us accept. They might be able to make us conform in behavior and even what we say, but they can't force us to accept. This is an inside job. This is a God opportunity. I accept. And it also means that I'm sort of subliminating my will to a concept that's greater than myself. And for the human being, that's sometimes difficult to do because they think if I let go of control somehow, that's not a good thing for me. What it is it done in the right place and in the right way? It's an opportunity to expand your horizons beyond anything you've ever experienced. So I accept the call, the second part of it, the call. There is a call. There's a divine call on each of us. Each of us have a different thing to offer in this universe. And to try and mimic somebody else is really not useful. You have something special to share right here and right now. And then we share what? We share a divine destiny. We're connected to this great universal thing that we'll just refer to as God. You can refer to it as anything you want. God doesn't care. What we know is that that's the truth, and we are a part of this because we accept it. The beauty about human beings that we have free will, which is just really an absolute affirmation of the divinity that we are attached to. So we take that opportunity and we can take it forward in any way we choose. And I choose, and you choose by listening to this program, to take it forward and listening to Dr. Sharon, to listen to have a forward and positive affirmation, not only for our own good, because we can't give away what we don't have. So affirm your own good first, and then share that with everyone you come in contact with. The lesson today, the sacred path. Wow. That sounds very holy, doesn't it? Well, it is a sacred path. It's a sacred path even if we don't recognize it. What we need to do is embrace truth and not run away from words that might scare us. Many of us might have been involved in something that was kind of a little more threatening, that was spiritual, but it was threatening. We have free will, and you can't be intimidated into that. And what I found in so many of it, and I came from a very mainstream religion, and I'll tell you to this day, I'm grateful for it. It taught me discipline. It taught me how to think. It taught me how to do all kinds of things. Everything works for my greater good. That's an affirmation I'd like you to say at home right now. Everything works for my greater good. Because it's the truth. If you look back on your life and all the things that have happened, some of the things that seem so negative and so horrible, what flowed from those? some of the things you're doing today are better as a result of having had that experience. Does that mean that experience was a lot of fun? No, it wasn't. Call it what it was. It wasn't fun. But it was core to your development and unfoldment. And I know looking back on some of the negative experiences that happened to me, that they seemed negative at the time, they were really a blessing. They got me on the path that I needed to be on. Things that are war. I was a lieutenant in the Marine Corps when I was 21 years old. I was commissioned. And you'd think that's throw a kid in the middle. That's what it was. You're 21, you're a kid. College graduate, yeah, gone through all the stuff. Yeah, you're still a kid. You grow up fast. So that experience proved to be a good one for me. Now, I'm not interested or willing to shoot anybody today, I'll tell you that. But I saw these things. I saw life unfolding in ways that were not so positive, which reinforced my sense of what is positive and what can be done and what is for my greater good and your greater good. And by the way, if I'm not doing things that serve others as well, guess who's the loser? I'm the loser, not the person I failed to serve. The other thing I found is that frequently when I'm asked to do things I don't really want to do, and I think I could go in there and kind of do yeah, I'm doing it, but I don't like it so much. I've lost everything. I haven't served the other person and I come away not feeling good. I need to go into everything with a degree of enthusiasm and full acceptance of what I'm doing and gratitude that I'm able to do it. I look at all the opportunities I have now. They're just, I'm getting frosting on the cake. And as far as I'm concerned, this is just the beginning for me. I'm still a pretty young man and I expect to do a lot more before this party's over. In any event, this is Sharon's lesson and I need to get out of the way. So thank you very much.
But we do have a presentation for you. Okay. We have a presentation for Dr. Clayton, who's also an attorney. And he said it has really served him in our way of life because energetically, these are the laws of science, the opinions of philosophy, the revelations of religion applied to human need and the aspirations of every living soul. So this, Dr. Clayton and I share birthdays. I was so sorry you missed my birthday at restaurant 849, but we had 25 great.
Nobody told me.
Yeah, I'd given you an invitation, but yeah, he probably just stuck it away and, forgot about it. But anyway, we have an Angel Heart Award for you. And it's Random Acts of Kindness, a Heart of Compassion. The certificate honors Reverend Dr. Clayton Beaver in recognition of Random Acts of Kindness, Interfaith New Thought Spiritual Center. And this was actually, I was going to give it to you on my birthday at 849 on August, but it's August 2nd, 2021. So this is his Angel Heart Award. And inside, here's your birthday card. And these are wonderful affirmations by someone that was a student of mine for many, many years. And I helped him create these wonderful meditations through conscious meditation. And they're beautiful photography with affirmations and quite beautiful. So we present this to the Reverend Dr. Clayton Beaver today. So happy that he's with us and part of our team. Thank you, dear, and we love you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. I told you she was wonderful.
Thank you. And now we are so blessed to have the Reverend Prince Fleet Easton, who is going to sing. I love this song. I want you all to know this. I just love this song. And it has great metaphysical meaning for me. So take it away, Reverend Prince.
I'm sitting in a railway station, got my ticket for my destination. On a tour of one night stands, my suitcase and guitar in hand, and every stop is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wanna be homeward bound. home where my thoughts escape me, home where my music's playing, home where the spirit's waiting silently for me. Every day's an endless stream of daydreams and magazines. And each town looks the same to me, the movies and the factories, and every stranger's face I see reminds me that I long to be homeward bound. I want to be homeward bound. Home where my thoughts escape me, home where my music's playing, home where the spirit's waiting silently for me. Tonight I'll sing my songs again, I'll play the game and pretend. But all my words come back to me in shades of mediocrity, like empty in the harmony. I need someone to comfort me. Homeward bound, I want to be homeward bound. Home where my thoughts escape me, home where my music's playing, home where the spirit's waiting silently for me, silently for me.
Whoa.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. And now Dr. Sharon's going to give us a beautiful lesson. Thank you so very much.
Again, good morning. Welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. And as we welcome you this morning, we acknowledge that nothing happens by chance, that we have a divine appointment to be together. So if you tuned in at this moment, just note that this message for you. Our theme for the month is about sacred contracts. This morning, we're going to acknowledge our sacred path. And what I know is the path that we are on is the sacred path. And there are times we think, how did I ever arrive here? I can hardly wait to be over there. But the truth is, when we are encompassing and embodying presence, that where we are is where we need to be at that particular moment in time. I love Professor Safi, Omid Safi, who is a professor at Duke University. And he said that he was in Kyoto, Japan, and they were going to climb, this amazing mountain, thousands of years old, of course. And he said they all got together and they walked and they walked and they walked and they walked. And finally said he was getting tired and, like, when are we going to get there type of thing. And so he said to the guide, when are we going to get to the sacred mountain? How long is it going to take? And the guide turned and said, oh, my friend, we're in the sacred mountain. To the right is the sacred mountain. To the left is the sacred mountain. Above is the sacred mountain. Below is the sacred mountain. That wherever we are is sacred, because even the profane becomes sacred when we have eyes that see. We have eyes that see through the appearance that shows up, the conditions of the human energy, and the effects. So when we have eyes that see through the appearance to the other side, we are right where we need to be. And wanting to be somewhere else, incidentally, is going to keep us stuck as to where we are. This is how it works. And I've been to many sacred places on the planet. And what I know is, at a very, very deep level, is that we take that sacredness with us. In southern India, there is a shrine in the ocean. It's just so beautiful. You have to take a ship out to it and you get on this amazing, it's just an amazing temple out in the ocean. And inside, there is a beautiful shrine. And the door is opened, and you can hear, every seat was taken. There was like one for me, and I sat. And everyone inside the shrine was chanting the Om. And it was actually tear evoking. And as they chanted the Om, I could just let go and let God do what God does best by means of me, to surrender to this moment, to give thanks for this moment. And the opportunity, the amazing opportunity that I had through my dear friend, Dr. Natarajan, to tour all of southern India, to go to all the sacred sites and temples, to feel that energy. And as I sat there in the temple, as I felt the tears rolling down my eyes, and I felt my oneness with the universal energy that I choose to call God. And then, of course, in Hinduism, what is it? It's Brahman, who is the creator God. Vishnu is that God of conservation that keeps everything in balance and in place. And of course, Kali, the destroyer God. So energetically, we know that life is about life, death, and rebirth. And when we rebirth ourselves and acknowledge that we are on the path because we chose to be here, that's right, either consciously or unconsciously. Now, many of you are familiar with Letters to Juliet. And we know the most romantic place on the planet is supposed to be Verona, where Romeo and Juliet fell in love and had this amazing destiny together and transcended together. Well, interestingly enough, there is like this little society called Dear Juliet. And people from all over the world write to Juliet. And they place their love requests, or maybe it's a health request, or possibly it's something to do with relationships and finances and all the things that come up in one's life. And it always starts with, Dear Juliet, I know no one else will really understand like you. And so some screenwriters, they wrote a screenplay. It was, a huge, called Letters to Juliet. Vanessa Redgrave, she played the main part. And she received, after 50 years, a letter from Juliet. Now, all these Juliet, they called themselves secretaries of Juliet, would answer every single request on the wall. And sometimes there were hundreds. And so in the film, she's taking down all of the requests, and a rock falls out, and inside is a letter to Juliet, 50 years old. And she decides that she is going to answer this letter. So she answers the letter, and the character that Vanessa Redgrave, her name is Claire Smith, she receives it 50 years later. Her grandson, they fly from London to Italy, to Verona. And her grandson's not real thrilled about this. He thinks, his grandmother's been through enough, that his grandfather had recently died, and that this may be too much for his grandmother. But as the story unfolds, the young lady says, I am the one that wrote you the letter. And she said, I would just love it if you found your Lorenzo Bartolini. That was his name. Because 50 years ago, she said she was a coward and that she was only 15 years old and she had a lot to do, and she knew her parents would never approve. And there is this amazing unfoldment of looking in a directory, 74 Bartolinis, Lorenzo Bartolinis. And so they narrow it down and they go to this one and that one. It's never the right one. She can always tell from the eyes that it's not him. And she knocked on one door, and he seemed to actually, very enthusiastic about her. And in the other window, the wife was saying, take him, take him. It was very, very humorous. And finally, after, so many Lorenzo Bartolinis, they've come to a graveyard, and it says, Lorenzo Bartolini. They have to stop the search. She feels that, in her heart that he is alive, but there is the grave, Lorenzo Bartolini. So they stop everything. And on the way home, she says, oh, there's a winery. Why don't we have a glass of wine to salute our journey? Because she was very grateful to have her grandson and this young journalist, a young writer, who was writing very judiciously their whole journey, because she worked for a publisher as a fact checker, and she really was a writer. And so she wrote beautifully of this journey of going all over Italy, to Siena and to Tuscany and all the beautiful places, if you've been to Italy, which are so enchanting. And so they see a sign. She goes, oh, that's my favorite wine. Let's just have a toast. Let's toast this amazing journey. They turn in, and she says to her grandson, stop. She gets out of the car. There's a young man. And she says, it's him. It's Lorenzo. And her grandson, he's like stunned and says, this, the boy? She said, yes. She says, grandmother, let's get you in the shade. You're seeing things. So the young journalist goes up to the young man and says, we're looking for a Lorenzo Bartolini. He says, I am Lorenzo Bartolini. And she said, well, do you have a father? He says, yes. And suddenly another man comes in and goes, I am Lorenzo Bartolini, the second. And the grandson comes up and says, that's my grandmother over there. We have been on quite a journey for several days looking for Lorenzo Bartolini. He says, well, he's on a horse. He's riding around the vineyard. He'll be here any moment. Now this is so interesting. She gets scared feet. She wants to leave immediately. She says, he hasn't seen me for 50 years. I was 15 years old. Look at me. I'm an old woman. This is ridiculous. How could I have even gone on this journey, on this path? And her grandson said, because it's your destiny. You told me it's your destiny to be on this path. And suddenly on a beautiful, beautiful steed, a beautiful horse, comes this very handsome older man, Lorenzo Bartolini the first. And as he dismounts from the steed, his grandson points at Claire and she says, she knows you. And they walk, that amazing moment in the films where they walk, they look at each other in the eyes, and suddenly there is recognition. And he says, Claire? And she said, yes. And she said, Lorenzo. And at that moment, there is such a recognition in the energy of the eyes. He said, it has been a very long time. And she said, yes, 50 years. 50 years. And he said, and you are still so beautiful. Because love only sees the beauty. The power of love and the energy of the mystery of the soul that takes us on this path. And of course, they embrace, and they have this amazing reunion, this beautiful divine marriage where both of their spouses had passed away, and here the universe brings them together. The path that we are on is the sacred path. And as we open to love, love has already opened to us. The name may be Lorenzo Bartolini and Claire Smith. It matters not, but to acknowledge energetically that we are all called to live out our destiny. And that the unhappiness that occurs in our life is when we turn away from it. And intuitively, we know that we know that we know. And to turn away from it, that is the ego. That's the linear part of our mind that says, oh, suddenly I'm going to get what I asked for. This is ridiculous. This is 50 years that have passed. But what? Love moves beyond time and space, doesn't it? Love moves beyond time and space. Love is eternal. Friday would have been my 56th wedding anniversary to Neil Stroud. Neil was the finest human being I have ever known. And as I shared in my post, the day comes when we cease to weep that it's over and we begin to rejoice that it happened. With gratitude, with a sense of, yes, I said yes to love. It lasts a lifetime within our hearts and souls because the great mystery of the soul is it is deathless, it is timeless, isn't it? Completely and totally. So even to this day, the Dear Juliet Society in Verona is in full force, that every single day they sit down and they answer every letter that is taped to the wall underneath a balcony in Verona. And they acknowledge every single person who reached out. And what I know is the path that we are on, this universal path, is the right path. And that we can put something out into the universe and the answer is there for us. Energetically, we open to the answer, be still and know that I am God. That God presence is within each and every one of us, regardless of what we call our higher power. To acknowledge that energy, that light, that love, and that opportunity that we have every moment to know that I put one foot in front of the other and I keep on keeping on. That I honor my commitments, that I honor my relationships, that I honor my life's work, the calling. And in that divine calling, we answer and our lives are transformed forever. It may seem like we're chasing a rainbow for our Lorenzo Bartolini, for our sacred energy of love, our sacred energy of health, our sacred energy of knowing that we are abundant, even though it may look like we're not at any given moment. But the truth is, we are here on the sacred path. And we are the sacred path. We're the prayer that's praying itself. Think about it. We are the prayer that's praying itself. And that when we speak our word into the law of mind, and we open to this divinity, and we acknowledge the opportunity that we have to be in the world, but of a higher spiritual vibratory frequency, and to speak our word, remember that which we utter in the throat chakra becomes the outer. This throat center, a chakra means a wheel of spinning energy in a clockwise fashion from the ancient Sanskrit. So decree a thing, and it is established unto us, because the words of our mouth and the meditations of our heart are accepted and received, always and forever. This is why I love our way of life and the opportunity to know that we might be impatient. When are we going to get there, up to the mountain, Mount Fuji? You know, I want to see this sacred mountain. Remember, if you want to walk the journey of 1,000 miles, it begins with the first step. And then everything follows that, because everything is sacred. To the right is sacred. To the left is sacred. Above is sacred. Below is sacred. We are the sacred path. This is the way, walk ye in it. This is the way, walk ye in it. And at those moments where we're quivering and we're a little uncertain, we open to the divinity, to the divine, to the energy of the universe. Allow it to flow through us in ways that are miraculous. So today, I'm filled with gratitude about our sacred contract, that we have a contract. We made a contract before we even entered the planet to be together. And that as we look outside of ourselves, what I know is there's nothing outside of ourselves, that everything comes from within, as within, so without. And that we bring it in to learn, to grow, and to expand, and to be all that we can be. And not to belabor what's not working, because everything is working. But it appears not to be working, but works the way we are working it. So on this day, we make a choice. Let's work these principles in a way that uplift ourselves, others, and ultimately the planet. And I have a friend, I just love her dearly. She's always mentioning everything that isn't working, with the windmills and with the energy and all of that. And I just said, let's focus on what's working. Let's send out this energy being on the solution level. And as we're on the solution level, guess what? Solutions are created. So let's look at our life on the solution level. Let's look at our path and all of the experiences that we have had the opportunity to embody. And I love what Dr. Clayton said this morning is, we may not like it and things come up. However, they are not the truth of us. The truth of us is that we are spiritual beings, aren't we? Having a human experience here on the earth plane. So as we journey on the path, we're all going somewhere. And where is that? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. Because I am in a high place and I will not come down. None of these outer things move me. I am in a high place and I will not come down. I say namaste. The divinity within me salutes the divinity within you, and the divinity within you salutes the divinity within me. And if I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there truly is only one of us. Namaste. Shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, every single one. And so it is. It's been a joy to be with you this morning and just to acknowledge that we're on the sacred path together. And that does make all the difference. And so I say thank you. And so it is. And now our Reverend Prince Fleet with just most wonderful song. Take it away, Prince.
And winding road that leads to your door will never disappear. I've seen that road before. It always leads me here. Lead me to your door. The wild and windy nights that washed away the rain has left a pool of tears, crying for today. While I'm standing here, let me know the way. Many times I've been alone, and many times I've cried. Oh, many times I've never known, and many times I've tried, but still they lead me back to that long and winding road that left me standing here so long, long ago. Don't leave me waiting here. Lead me to your door. But still they lead me back to that long, winding road that left me standing here a long, long time ago. Don't leave me standing here. Lead me to your door. Oh, yes, that long and winding road that leads me right back to your door. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sharon Stroud will be taking our offering. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was so beautiful. I love it. This is our time of giving and receiving. I do want to thank you, our virtual community, for your tithes, love offerings, and acknowledging that our ministry makes a difference. And I believe deeply that we need a message of light on the planet. And in this message of universal love and oneness that moves beyond color, race, creed, sexual orientation, and political affiliation, that in this oneness, that we are going to move the energy of the planet in favor of spirituality and world peace. I believe that deeply. So as we take our gift in our hand today, please repeat after me. I give this gift with love and joy.
I give this gift with love and joy.
I give this gift as a sacred expression of who I am.
I give this gift as a sacred expression of who I am.
In giving to God, I give to myself.
In giving to God, I give to myself.
I give thanks for the abundance that is mine.
I give thanks for the abundance that is mine.
And so it is.
So it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. And we bless the offering. Thank you, Dr. Clayton and Prince Fleet and Mercedita Noland, who gave us a very generous check when I was speaking for her organization on Thursday, the Very Divas. It was just a wonderful experience. And thank you so much for your generosity. And all of you are giving your tithes, your love offerings to our PayPal account, which you see the little ticker down there about our PayPal account. If you'd like to send in an offering to our PO box, that's wonderful. And of course, we have a credit card capability and a telephone number. So we want to just make it as easy as possible for people who feel moved by our message and want to give to a purpose larger than themselves. And this is really what it's about. Dr. Holmes said, we don't give to make God feel better. We give to deepen, broaden, and expand the life of the giver. So please align with me as we acknowledge these gifts. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for the generosity demonstrated on this beautiful Sunday. We receive these gifts pressed down, shaken together, and flowing over into every area of our life. For we know the same opening that we give through is the same opening we receive through. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for the abundance that is ours. And so it is.
So it is.
And now Fleet will join us with our Sunday anthem, and it's Shower the People with Love. And we can feel this love, and we can feel ourselves showered by these divine precipitations. And take it away.
Are you ready? Are you ready, Minnie? She's gonna join me. Everybody, Miss Minnie. She's a super internet star, aren't you? Well, you can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me how you're gonna stand there with a broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool. You know one thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, do it twice. And just shower the people with kisses you love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. What we mean to say is shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You know you can run, but you can't hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself, all alone? You know, once you tell somebody the way you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I guess it's true what Minnie says about the squeaky wheel. Always getting the kisses grease, yeah. We're gonna shower the people with love that you love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. What we mean to say is shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Are you ready to sing along now? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Make it rain, rain love. Make it rain, rain love. Oh yes. Well, once again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today right here at Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide Online Service. As I said in the beginning of the service, wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God, isn't it? Minnie will testify to that, and she'll give you a big lick for it. I also want to remind you on Wednesday night, once again, Dr. Sharon's Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection at 7:30. This month is on Sacred Contracts. So please join her at 7:30 on either Facebook, StreamYard, YouTube, wherever the platform you find her on. Check it out. All right, is everybody ready? Are you ready? we're going to send everybody off with a big kiss today and say, have a beautiful, blessed day. Are you ready? Here we go. Thank you so much, everyone. And we will see you next week. Same time, same station. Take care. God bless and have a beautiful day.